Hi, everybody. Hi, nice to see you. So, we're here to talk rewilding. And yeah, I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you. Thanks for your interest. Thanks for being here. Thanks for signing up. Thanks for doing the work on you. That's really, really important that we all are grateful for ourselves being on this journey and for each other. Because every single person is really, really important in this global awakening that's going on right now. This is a really, really exciting time to be alive, to be a human. It's a really exciting time to be getting into this work. It's also a really great time because so many people have been awakening and doing their inner work and lifting back to source in the energy. So I'll explain a little bit more about what that means in a little while. But so many people are doing that right now. Then it means that everything happens a lot quicker. So I've been on this path since I was a kid, and it's been a journey of really, really kind of finding and putting myself open to try and find the things that could teach me. And time again, when I kept coming back to myself and realizing that I didn't need that, I just needed to go inward. I just needed to be quiet, and that is the greatest teacher. So that is a huge part of rewilding. But it also means that this was a lonely journey, and it's been over a lifetime. Yeah. So since I was a kid, okay, not a lifetime yet, but quite a long time. And it was difficult for a long time. You have to excuse me, my ear is really quite painful. So I also can't hear. So I'm really sorry if I'm shouting. I've only got one ear working. It was also a journey of having to really find and discover all this stuff myself. And the amazing thing is now that there's a few of us that have been through this over our life. And so we're here to now guide you. Like when I was younger, there wasn't really anybody to guide. I remember going off to South America to find ayahuasca, and it was like in the middle of nowhere. And we had to like trek for 3 days or trek for a couple of days and then stay somewhere and then wait for this tribe to see if they'd accept us. It was really, really, everything was underground, like Tantra. Now, ayahuasca is something you can do when you go on holiday to Mexico or Peru. So you can see how that's a plant medicine. These things are much more readily available. So very, very exciting. And I'm really honored to be here as a guide. I'm really honored that I was able to go through that journey when I was younger and now offer the little bit that I have experienced and to help you on your journey. So rewilding. So rewilding is, where do I start? So rewilding, I've done a few videos about this, and each time you're probably thinking, well, each time she says something different, because rewilding isn't like, it's not one thing for one person. It's something different for everybody. And it's a concept. So for me, it's like an umbrella concept that I use. I've used this term because I love nature. And I feel like a lot of spiritual work can be explained to people in a way that it's about learning something or adding something in. So it's, you've got to come and do this and you learn this. And until you know this, you can't get here. Until you do X, Y, and Z in this order, you won't be enlightened, you won't find peace, and all of that kind of stuff. But that's really, I feel, not true. We've all got that inherent ability to connect back to our true nature. And so by rewilding, it's all about rewilding. So we're coming back to that wilderness, that wildness. And so I use this terminology to try and kind of touch to you, to give you an idea of what that means. So don't worry if that doesn't resonate with you. I'll explain a little bit more. So I'm just going to explain and talk about rewilding, my online immersion. So this immersion you can do from your home, a group coaching setting where you meet fabulous people online and we come together, and there's different things for you to do in your own time. I'm also going to talk about Rewilding the Retreat. So my first Rewilding Retreat is happening this year in the UK, and there'll be one in Central America as well, maybe 2. I actually planned 4. So you can see I've been a busy girl, but I'm actually deciding to rein that back a little bit. This is going to be really, really special container, and I want to get it right. So there's going to be 1 or 2, probably Mexico, maybe Costa Rica, maybe Dominican Republic. So stay tuned. That's all kind of in the background, I'm trying to just be led to where is best for everybody. I know that the situation in the world at the moment also has a play on that, which is a shame, because it means that I'm having to kind of change things as I go along, but that's okay. This is all in divine time. And actually, although this has been a really difficult 18 months, 2 years, it's also led to a huge amount of people awakening. So really good. People have sat with themselves and not been able to deal with what's going on. It's highlighted inside what's going on. And for a lot of people, that's meant they've come to this work, which is possibly why you're here. This could have been something you've been drawn to for ages. You're already on the journey, or it might mean that you're coming to this now because you've realized so much that you need to do something. So that is how a lot of people come to me in my coaching work, my Shakti coaching program, and sessions that I do, and also in the retreats and yoga classes and tantra classes I do. A lot of people come to me because they know they need to do something different. And that is great. That is what I am sending out there. So this is all from my inner work. So the inner work that I've done and I'm doing, this means that I come back to me, and the more I come back to me and heal me, the more I can offer to you guys. So rewilding is something sprouted from my own healing. So I've been doing a lot of inner work kind of solo for a long time, finding some amazing people along the way. But I always knew that I was supposed to be helping other people. For those of you that know me, you know that I run a charity in Uganda and Congo, something that's been kind of simmering a little bit quieter than usual in the background over the last 18 months because of lockdowns and things. So it's been really difficult. But that isn't the only way that I have been led to help people. And I've really been surrendering over the last year or a couple of years to try and just be led to whatever. And rewilding kept coming to me. So I get a lot of channeled messages in my meditations and throughout the day. And for a long time, rewilding kept coming up. And as I said, it was my way of kind of explaining the healing that I'd done. And I want it to be to act for people to touch on that, for it to touch them, and then to kind of know that it's about you coming back to your wild, your true state. So that happens in different ways for different people. And I think that the course and the retreat that I'm offering is a way to enable people to find what those things are. So as I said, I'm going to talk about the course, then I'll talk about the retreat. Then I'm going to open it up to questions and answers, which actually I think we'll do on a separate time on a live so that more people can get on, and we'll do a little meditation at the end. So why did rewilding come about? As I said, a lot of these things come to me kind of channeled or in signs and messages throughout my day. Throughout my meditations, but really it's to there is a great need in the world. The world is really far away from where we all could be. So if you, I don't know how deeply you've come into this, but if you think that we're a soul incarnate in a body, so we're having a human experience. Some people call it the human game, but we are so far away from that inner peace, from our true nature, because of the way that the world is set up. If you think that we're born into systems and boxes and labels, you know, you're a girl, you do this job, you live here, you've got this religion, you need to earn, you need to set with your 9 to 5, you know, what are you going to study to get into your 9 to 5? What are you gonna be? Not about happiness, but what are you going to be as a job to earn, you know, the system, the powers that be. You're going to give them your energy. And for some of you, this will probably seem bonkers, and that's fine. But really, we're not here for that. We're here to awaken. We're here to know our inner peace, to know that peace that resides within all of us. I know that it does. I've touched on it. And if you listen to any ancient spiritual teachers and gurus, they will tell you the same thing, that you have that between you. Even Jesus the kind of most followed religion that has been turned into a system of control. Even Jesus, if you really get to the message, he's saying you are everything. You are the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. The Father is everything, is consciousness. The Son is you as a physical human, and the Holy Ghost, the Holy Spirit is your soul inside of you, and that those three are together. There's a unity, and we're all here together. So through this work, through rewilding, I help you find that oneness. I'm not going to quote any Jesus at all. I help you find that oneness through experience. This is an experiential process. And for a lot of us, we are unhappy. We're deeply unhappy. I see so much deep unhappiness and disconnection. We think we're this physical form only. We've been led to believe that our material world, our cars, our status, our house, you know, our partner, our relationship, our children, all those things are going to make us happy. And we need to control them all. You know, we need to make everybody pick the right person and make sure that they are exactly what you need. You know, your children need to be a certain way, and your car needs to be, you know, just getting bigger and bigger, and you need to have a bigger house because you need all this stuff, and you're going on holiday once a year. And we think that all those things, getting our ducks in a row, as I said the other day, is the way to happiness. And it really, really isn't. It isn't. And deep down, we know that this lack of satisfaction, this lack of something, that this, I don't want to say dis-ease, but that kind of disease. Yeah, a lot of us are experiencing dis-ease in a physical way, but also that disease that we find in our mind, in our being, that we just feel that something isn't right, that there must be more to life than this. That is what rewilding is covering and is about. It's about bringing you back so that you can know your purpose. You can experience your connection to yourself, to the oneness, to each other, and to nature. So nature is a huge part of this, and we get into nature. We experience nature through different activities, as well as being in nature in a quiet way, as well as learning meditation. So I'm going to teach you how to meditate. You're going to get a bit of insight into that. You'll have recordings. And also with our bodies. So knowing that stiffness, that discomfort, that stuckness that you feel in your body is your way in. So let's get into that. So discomfort being a way in. This is probably the most important part of everything that I'm going to say tonight. So in the world that we live in, discomfort and pain is something that we run from. So in your human experience in this body, I don't want to feel pain. I don't want discomfort. So if I feel a sore part in my hips, I want to avoid it. If I am in an interaction with somebody at work and they trigger me and they make me mad, I want to avoid it. Someone cuts me up in the car and I feel angry, I want to avoid that. So, okay, we might come to confrontation, but basically I either want to avoid it or I want to make the other person or that thing align with what I want. So my hip pain, I want someone to just give me a tablet to stop that. I don't want to lean into the pain. I don't want to do yin yoga. Those of you that do yin yoga with me, I don't want to do that. I don't want to sit for 3 to 5 minutes to open my hips and feel better. That's our innate ego, our human existence, our ego, or a shadow. It can be called many things, your inner child. That part of you, that human part of you, doesn't want the pain. Now, this is because it thinks it's separate. So we're led to believe when we're born that we are a separate being, and that the things that we do individually are in this box, in this line. They're you, and that person is over there, and that person is separate over there. Nature is something separate, and you're here. But basically that leaning into the discomfort and sitting with it is your rewilding. It is you coming back to you. So that hip pain that you get, leaning into that in yin yoga is going to open it. Again, those of you that have done yin yoga or done yoga where you're coming into that discomfort and you're sitting with it, not into pain, not into like joint pain or danger, but into that discomfort. Where are you stiff? Where are you stuck? We lean into that in yoga. We don't shy away from it. We come and we use that as our guide. Well, it's the same emotionally and mentally. Those things that you find uncomfortable, we're going to lean into that because they are your way in. So that trigger, as I said, that trigger of somebody at work that does something that just drives you mad and you want to just avoid it, that is a trigger. And all those things happen for a reason, to help you come back time and time again to your presence, to yourself, to your inner world. And I use lots of different terms to describe the same thing so that something lands with you. So when we sit with discomfort of feeling like we're not enough, okay, I'm going to use a personal example. So a big one for me is feeling like I'm not enough. I have a nagging feeling almost every morning that I'm not doing enough. I'm very driven, I'm very motivated, I'm a doer. And so that's a mental thing. So although it's my energy, I'm a fire sign, born in a year of fire, this is me, I'm like doing and fire and energy and power. But if I'm not careful, it's my ego, my human existence takes over, in that I just keep going and I won't stop, and then I don't rest and I get sick, or I'm producing things with a push. So you can see that my trigger of not doing enough could force me to just do more. And it does, it has my whole life. I do more gym, I do more work, I offer to more people, I'm there for more things. I open a charity, I run a charity, I spend my savings doing that. I just can't, I'm just giving and giving and giving. And then I find receiving really uncomfortable. So my way out of that, you could think, okay, well, we'll just do more, like maybe you're not doing enough. But actually avoiding that I'm not doing enough means that I get more separate from my true self, my soul, my inner world, my soul. And so sitting with that discomfort is a great way to rewild. That's me coming back to my true nature, sitting and meditating, sitting and being with that part of me and loving that part of me that feels like it's not enough, because it just wants love. That part of me, that shadow, that inner child feels like it's not enough because it's missing something, and I'm out of alignment with myself. And the more we come back to this, and there's many, many practices, many of which I'm going to share with you to help you come back to that and help you sit with those discomforts, those bad habits, the times when you binge eat, when you feel sad, the times when you sit on the sofa and put on Netflix just to block out a horrible day, the times when you feel like you're going to scream and shout at someone, but instead you swallow it down. Those times of discomfort are our way in, and they're your power. So those things that have probably been tormenting you and you wish you could get rid of, we don't want to get rid of them. We want to sit with them and love them. And in that way, they will be eased, and those triggers will no longer trigger you. You will see it still. I'm always going to see things come up saying I'm not enough, but I'm going to be able to sit with it. Now I can sit with that. I see it and I sit with it and I love it. And I'm grateful for that drive. Or if I'm angry, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that someone made me angry and was able to show me what I need to work on. But I'm grateful for that part of me. I'm grateful that I'm fiery and passionate, but I'm able to give space to that and have peace within that. And that is really what we're coming back to, is peace. So I mentioned the 3 P's: peace, pleasure, and passion or purpose. That's one and the same, passion or purpose. When I say passion, I don't just mean ooh la la. I mean purpose. I mean your passion, your heart's, your soul purpose. So I hope that just explains a little bit more. So in terms of practicality, what are we actually going to do? Rewilding course is now 8 weeks. It was 7 weeks before, but we're going to have an integration week as well. So an 8-week journey. We meet each week, and I will teach you practices. We'll be experiencing this together. We'll be doing practices, doing trauma release work, doing physical release work, doing introspection, learning meditation, finding ways to make more time for you and honoring that. So if you're someone, which most people that come to rewilding are, if you're someone like me, like I used to be, finds it really difficult to make time for yourself, this course is going to show you how to do that. You are going to make time for yourself. So time is really just an illusion. That's something that I really, really know, but that sounds bonkers in terms of a human existence. But it's only our mindset that tells us we can't make time for ourselves. And you might think, okay, well, I've got kids, I've got a husband, I've got, all these things, I've got a full-time job, I've got other commitments, but that's fine. We're all very busy. And this course is not about adding something else on. So somebody said to me, I can't do the course because I'm studying. I've been studying and I'm studying again in November at work. I can't do any more studying. This isn't about studying. So you just see the Mr. Pigeon landing here, or Mrs. Pigeon, sorry. This isn't about studying. This is about you returning to you, and everything will change with this course. Everything. You'll have more time to study, have more time for your family, and you'll most importantly realize how important your relationship with you is in making that peace. So if we think that we want to make all of our external things peaceful, we can't do that. We can't do that from the outside in. We have to go inward. We have to learn these practices. We have to learn to let the energy come up. So I've put down here chakras and Kundalini. So one of the things that we learn is how to open our chakras. I'll give you some practices for moving the energy, starting to awaken your Kundalini. That's our sexual life force. And it's something that, again, is such a taboo to talk about. And I'm going to do a separate conscious chat about this because it's a huge topic and I can't go into it now. But when we release that energy and we unblock our chakras one by one, we allow that energy to flow into our life. And this energy is going to help you feel more energized, help you to sleep better, help you to find more passion, help you to be more you, help you to make more time for you. So our Kundalini is our sexual life force energy that flows from our root all the way up our spine. And for most of us, it's blocked. For me, it was blocked my whole life. It was blocked. I shut it out. Sexual trauma, I shut it from my solar plexus down. That was locked off. No feeling, no pleasure, no energy coming up. And my life showed that. I was depleted. I was busy. I was lacking energy. I didn't want to see anyone. I didn't flow. I felt so much energy bubbling and it just couldn't go anywhere. I was switched off to sex. I just went through the motions. I welcomed in sexual trauma because that's all I knew. So if this is you, if you're feeling numb, if you're feeling like sex is like, oh, and self-pleasure is non-existent, then this is part of rewilding, and we're going to get into this. So this is something we're going to touch on in the retreat and in the course. If you want to go deeper into this, then you need to come onto my Shakti Unleashed coaching program. This is something that we go one-on-one into over 13 weeks, so a much deeper offering. But really, there's just no way that in 8 weeks we can cover that as well as all the other practices and getting into nature. So maybe it's something in the future that I'll make a deeper course on so we can do it together. But for now, the coaching, the Rewilding Immersion course will touch on this. And if you want to, you can upgrade to the coaching alongside that. So a lot of people come on to Rewilding and they do the coaching at the same time. They start that and then we flow into that into a deeper way. This is really, really, if this is calling you, if this work is calling you, you want to feel more. You want to feel more pleasure. You want to know what your life purpose and your passion is. And you want more peace in your life, whether that be more time, more peace, more flow, more love, more calm, more ability to communicate, then this really is for you. So the retreat, I've got a whole load of other things that I've written down, but I'm just going to send them out in the email that I send with this recording because there's so much to cover. I think I need to do a whole series about rewilding. But in the retreat, we get into a 3-day immersion. So we're going to start in the afternoon of Thursday and Friday. Sorry, we're not. We're going to start in the afternoon of Tuesday. Then we're going to have Wednesday and Thursday as well, with the option to stay over Friday. This is all the beginning, the first week of November. And we're going to get deep into this. So think sister circles, think sharing, thinking all the things that we would have done in the past, moving and dancing and opening and yoga and things that allow us to start to let our Shakti flow, to be surrounded by other women in a really safe container so that you can roar, you can let all that out. We're going to do some trauma release. We're going to do sounding. We're going to find our way into deep tantra yoga to release the parts of us and find our way to guide our body every morning into what we need to release. We're going to work on communication. We're going to get deep into nature and feel water, fire, air, earth, and let that reignite and reawaken and rediscover who we really are beneath this kind of trapped, stuck, I want to say kind of lacking, but yeah, lacking kind of physical form that a lot of us are going through. That's our life. Yeah, we're on the treadmill, we're just going. That isn't how life is supposed to be. It really isn't, and it doesn't have to be like that. I promise you, no matter what your situation, you can find a way. I have helped mums that have got poorly children and they're single mum with no other way to go, and have been through sexual abuse and have never known love and blah 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 blah, like etc etc etc, which physical disease and unhealth. I've helped them with this Shakti Unleashed program and with Rewilding course. I've helped them find their pleasure, find their passion, find their peace, find space for themselves, find their energy to face life head on, and thank those things for happening. And also, don't forget that this isn't just a way to learn to get through, trudge through life's difficulties. This inner work, this inner peace we find will mean more peace in your external life. It can't not. It flows from inside out. As within, so without. You've probably heard that before. As above, so below. That's why people use the stars to help us, and the moon and the planets to help us see where we're going in our life. So, okay, I'm getting on to the point where I'm going to do a little meditation with you. So what else do I need to share? So please do message me any questions. I'll also do a live where you can ask questions, because I know there's a lot of you that signed up for this time round, and I'm just so excited, and I want all of you to understand what it is, and that it will help you. I really sat in meditation before this. I had a bath. As you know, I've got bad ear, so I sat with myself, and I was told that every single one of you that has signed up for this will help you. I feel that deeply. So please don't hesitate to ask questions. This is about you. It's about you, and I'm here as your guide. And I will be channeling and touching with your guides, helping you find your guides as we go through, with readings, with one-on-one work. You get a one-to-one with the course. So we do some one-to-one work throughout the course. And if you want more of that, as I said, you can bolt on the Shakti Unleashed coaching program. And that is with the Immersion course, Rewilding Immersion course, or with the Rewilding Retreat. You can do that with both. In fact, some people do all three, or 2 out of 3. So there's an offer for everyone. Please don't let money be a problem. This is work that I am called to do and called to offer. And if you're called to it, then we're meant to be working together. So for those of you that have come back onto this for a second time to find out about the retreats, I'm really grateful for you. And I'm hoping that doing this a second time around, so some people will do this many times because you just get deeper and deeper. So each time you take something different. So yeah, this is something that people do over and over, and I'm really grateful for that. So the retreat will really be an immersion. It's going to be healthy food. You're going to be looked after. You're going to be pampered. You're going to have time for yourself. You're going to have time in nature. You're going to have journaling time. I'm going to teach you how to journal, how to meditate, or at least start your meditation journey, and how to sit with yourself, and how to just not feel overwhelmed by life. Gosh, I know that feeling. And these practices, this internal work, is the best thing I've ever done. I could not be where I am without it. My life looks like a dream to a lot of people. That's because I created it from the inside out, and it just keeps getting better and better. I'm now able to travel around the world, teaching people and helping people find their best life and rewild and get back to themselves. And I couldn't have done that without my inner work, without the continued inner work. And I just really, really want to show you these practices. The world needs this. You need it. The world needs it. The world needs to be coming back to itself. This is a big awakening, and you are part of it. So if you want more information about the retreat, drop me an email. I'm always here to chat. And you can also speak to other people that have been on the retreat. I share testimonials with you and videos of other people that have been on retreat with me. I'm also going to be launching my abroad retreat. As I said, I've already had 4 people interested in this, even though it's not actually given dates or created yet. There's probably going to be 2. I'm hoping to do one in Mexico at the end of this year, but it looks likely, with restrictions and things, that it will be the beginning of next year, which is an amazing time to be in Central America. So while we're doing winter here in the UK, if you're watching this in the UK, to my Aussie and US friends, this is slightly different for you, but you'll be in your summer when we're in our winter, but Central America is still spot on. But for UK people, while it's drizzly and rainy and grey through January, February, March, November, December, and so on, it's going to be sunny and hot, and it's also peak whaling season in Dominican Republic, so I'm hoping that will come about. It's also peak season for that in Costa Rica, so stay tuned for that. And if you're interested, please drop me a message, because as I say, I've already got 4 people on my waiting list ready and raring to book. And if you want to get on there, it's going to be a small retreat. Each of them will be small. I want this to be intimate, so you think 10 to 12 people, and so that we can all hold space. What I'd really like is for us to have 13 of us, so that we can work with the goddess archetypes. You'll each be given an archetype, and then we'll all work with all of them. Now, obviously there's thousands of goddess archetypes, but these 13 are ones that I personally have worked through a year of going each month into a different archetype. And the 13th is your dark goddess. So really, really working with that. So anyway, I'm not going to say any more about that. Lips are sealed. If you want to know more, just drop me a message. So let's get into a little meditation. So I know that those of you watching this, I said it would be about 45 minutes, and we're coming up to that. So this is called the Inner Dark Goddess Meditation, and I do a much longer version of this on the course, and you'll get access to this to do over and over again. It's really, really good. I do this all the time. I do this really regularly. So I'm just going to lead you through a 5-minute version of this, just so that you can work with. So I'm just going to explain that I use different words to describe the same thing. So inner goddess, shadow, inner child, dark goddess, they're all referring to this kind of human existence, your ego, your human existence that has gone through trauma, that has gone through pain, that has got anger stuck in here, that is going through hormonal imbalance. So that's actually a note. I know I'd forget something. If you're going through hormonal imbalance, this is the retreat and the workshop for you and the immersion for you. This is, oh, I'm just going to run out of battery. Just bear with me. So lucky I put that there in time. So this is the workshop for you, because I've been through this for years and years, and I love being able to help other women find their balance. So if you go through horrendous PMS, which is probably one of the main things that women will come and ask me about, either no lack of pleasure and feeling, PMS or hormonal problems, or just feeling generally like their habits and their life are taking over. So if any of those 3 things, or others, but those 3 things are really, really common, then you're going to be around sisters that feel the same way and want to work on this. So inner goddess or shadow meditation coming up. So just sit quietly. And if you can't do this now, if you're watching this on a recording and this isn't the time for you to do a meditation, then just come back to it later. It's going to be the last 5 minutes, and then I'm going to close this. So just sitting quietly, and if you can, sit comfortably with your spine nice and erect, sitting comfortably on a chair or a cushion, and just close your eyes. I'm going to turn the music off so that we can have some silence. So I want you to first start just by breathing deeply into your belly. So this might be the first time that you've come into your body today. Don't worry, that happens. This is why we have practices such as yoga, so we can bring our presence into our body and our emotional body and our mental body, and bring them into union with our soul. So letting your belly be relaxed. Love that soft belly. That's also part of practices that we will go through in rewilding. Body shame, body love. Just breathing deeply into your belly. Oh, sigh it out, sigh whatever out you don't need. So we're going to go inward, and this is just a really simple practice that you could do regularly whenever you're feeling triggered, whenever you're feeling overwhelmed, just to just sit quietly. I might even do this as a separate little recording just for you to be able to carry around with you on your phone. Just play this. So I want you to ask internally, how are you today? How am I today? So when we first start doing this inner goddess shadow work, it's really helpful to talk to her as a separate thing, because it's so much easier to give love and support to those outside of us. I'm sure you all resonate with that. So starting, although this is us, this is part of you, and you can say, how am I? But it's really helpful to say, how are you? And think about your inner self, your shadow, your inner dark goddess. How are you? So she's the part of you that gets triggered when somebody says that they don't like you because you're late. This is the same part of you that gets triggered when someone comments on how you look, or that you feel people are talking about you, or wonder what they think. This is the part of you that eats the fridge when she's upset. This is the part of you that feels like she's not enough, feels like she's a bad mum, sister, girlfriend, person. This is the part of you that doesn't like your belly, your cellulite, your feet, your small eyes. So it's all of those things. It's whatever resonates with you. And I want you to let her speak if you can. Now, sometimes this doesn't happen the first time we come to this, but we're just giving space to really ask, how are you? How are we doing? How are we doing in there? And let her speak back to you. So if you're doing this at home, you can say this out loud or write it down. I find it really useful sometimes to just shout it out. Sometimes she is annoyed. She is peed off. And then I get into a bit of a rant externally. I let her speak through my voice. But sometimes this is quiet inside. And she tells me I feel like I need to cuddle myself, or run a bath, or put a face mask on, or make a nice cup of tea, or cry. But whatever comes up, sometimes it can be signs, sometimes it's a feeling, sometimes it's words. Just letting that be. How are you today, my love? So doing this for the first time, we can also do this in the mirror if you feel good with that. I like to do it in a meditation to start with, because then all the kind of resistance to looking in the mirror doesn't come up. But we will do some mirror work on the course. And just let her speak. Let her tell you what is going on. Just breathe with that, imagining that you're sat with you. So you and you are sat together and you're listening to her. You might see her as a younger you. You might see her as a child you. She might look different altogether, but it's really, you're talking to you, your shadow, the part of you that hurts, that doesn't want to feel pain. And you're telling her, your reverse dialogue is, it's okay. You're not alone. I love you. Let's just sit with that. So she wants to run away from this discomfort, this pain, this upset. but you're just going to sit with her and tell her that she's not alone, and that all of this is happening in divine design. She is right where she's supposed to be. So the guilt and the shame, which I know is present for many of you, it's present for so many of us women, that's something we're really going to touch on throughout the course. So you can just touch on that now if that comes up, telling her she doesn't need to be anywhere else, and that you don't want to be anywhere else other than here with her, that your relationship with her is the most important one of all, and that you're here. So you're starting this journey together now, and that you're going to continue this together. And I can guide you through that on the Rewilding Immersion. We'll also do this on the retreat. So just knowing that you're held, you're holding yourself, and I'm here holding space for you. So just taking a nice deep breath in. And if you're watching this on recording and you started a dialogue and you're asking her what she needs and how she is, please, please pause this and stay with her. So you just stay as long as you need. Sometimes I check in and I just need a quick hello and a hug. Sometimes I check in with myself and it's like tears and guilt and shame, and I'm writing and crying and talking. So just ask yourself this, and if you're ready to come out of it, you just tell her, I love you and I'm here whenever you need me. Just placing one hand on your womb, one on your heart. And when you're ready, we're just slowly going to open our eyes. So well done. And as I said, if you're really getting into that, if that's the first time you've ever done it and you really wanted to open that dialogue and continue it, then please do. It's such a powerful thing. Just get your journal out and just write down whatever's coming up, or just speak it out. Let her speak and you speak back. So in my mind, I visualize this as me kind of hugging me. So actually seeing me, and I'm looking at her and I'm telling her she's not alone. I love you. This is all happening in divine timing. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. So when I'm offering something like this, I make sure I touch in with her, and I'm telling her that she's shining all those gifts that she wanted to share and that she's been shy to share, and that she feels like she's not enough to share. She's doing, like, look at this. Look at what you're doing. And you can remind her of that, all the amazing things she does, all of the people she looks after and helps. So I hope that was really beautiful. I'm also hosting a workshop. So I'm hosting a workshop on the 10th of October called Body Love. And this is a Tantra and yoga workshop. And we're going to go into this meditation, something similar with movement in that workshop. So if this really resonated with you, please do join on. You can find the details on my Instagram, my Facebook page, my website. Just go to workshops. So susieford.com/workshops/body love. Yeah, and so we've got the workshop. I've got a Rewilding Immersion course, so an 8-week course online that is going to be group coaching. You're going to meet some other fabulous women. Friendships were made in the last one. It's just so amazing to watch. I thrive watching you thrive. So, and you also get the same from each other. So it's double, triple, quadruple, many layers of whammies happening as we all lift each other. And I can't believe I just said whammy on a recording. So that's my goofiness coming out. And then we've got my retreat, Rewilding UK Retreat. So there's a couple of spots for you to do Find Your Sunshine Retreat beforehand. So if you want a whole week of retreats, drop me a message. But otherwise, that retreat is 2 nights, 3 days with an option to stay a third night. And it's going to be a deep immersion. So if you're on the course, you get a huge discount to this, and vice versa. If you sign up for the retreat, you get a big discount to the course. They're both complementing each other. And I'm going to, just welcome you onto both. So I'm not going to say either or, just what resonates with you. And a couple of people are doing both, and I'm so grateful for you and think this is going to be so amazing. It's your time. This is time for you to show up for you. And this is going to be the best thing you've ever done. So I hope that helped. If you've got any questions, drop me a message. Thank you for watching this. I love you all, and I just cannot wait to journey with you. Okay, lots of love.